Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko PDB4131DE dark bronze anodized aluminum automatic door bottom for acoustical control applications. This is a semi-mortised or surface mount version. So this is a unique door bottom, and I've reviewed lots of door bottoms for videos for inclusion in the website. This is a special one because it's sound transmission control rated, in the sense that it is specifically meant to help attenuate sound from one side of the door to the next. Applications for that are obvious. Movie theaters, recording studios, healthcare, hospital rooms, anywhere where you want to, military applications where they want to keep the sound down, laboratories, anywhere where you want to keep the sound down as best as possible. This door bottom is specifically intended for that purpose. In addition to that, it will also help seal the bottom of the door from transmission of air and temperature, etc. So this is a unique unit because of that application. Let's tackle these sort of situations one at a time. So first of all, this automatic door bottom looks like this. Okay, it's dark bronze anodized aluminum, as you can see, shown to you here in a 36-inch length. It's available in clear as well. This is considered a surface mount or a semi-mortise mount, meaning you can install this right onto the face of the door, right onto it. Not obviously, but this model is installed only on the push side of the door, only on the push side. You cannot install it on the pull side, only the push side, and I'll explain that in a moment. Or you can semi-mortise it so that this is flush with the face of the door for a very nice appearance that you might have on the door there. Acoustically rated stands for the construction that you can see down here in the bottom. This is a EPDM, I forget what that abbreviation stands for, very durable, long-lasting sort of seal material that you see here. It rides up on the inside of the housing of the channel there. Okay. There is also a feature to this that has an extrusion here, this silver portion. That's a bar that runs continuously down so that it will seal down against the floor along with the insert material. Okay. This unit is special in that the way that this drops down and seals, which I'll show you in a moment. So leading up to that, automatic door bottoms, this acoustically rated one as well, have two sides. They have the side with the business end. They've got the side with the plunger. Okay, this little projecting screw head bolt is called the plunger. The other side does not feature that. The plunger is installed only on the hinge side of the door. Only on the hinge side. Automatic door bottoms are very elegant in the way that they work. So people say, how do they work? I say, well, when you close the door, the bottom of it seals. The door bottom drops down and seals off the bottom of the door. And people say, well, I can't understand how that would work. Truth of the matter is, it's just quite simple how it works. And here we go. This plunger is projected out of the end of the housing. This housing is flush with the end of the door. Well, if it's a semi-mortise. If it is a surface mount, it wouldn't be flush. Let's talk about that first. When you're going to order this material is cut to length, made to order. Okay, so Pemko is going to ship this out at whatever length we request. We have standard sizes in the website: 36, 34, 32, 48, whatever. Regular sizes. Doors are rarely those exact sizes. If you want us to cut this and ship it to the exact length you want, simply indicate in the comment field what length we should send it out at. How you determine the actual length depends on if you're surface mounting it or semi-mortising it. If you're surface mounting it, stand on the pull side of the, start over. Stand on the push side of the door, close the door. You're standing on the push side. Down at the bottom, measure between the stops, and deduct about 1/8 of an inch. That would be the net size you want this door bottom to ship at. If you're doing a semi-mortise, you'll want to get the width of the door itself because you're going to attach it, flush with the door. Keep in mind your door could be beveled, okay? So compensate for that. A door is generally beveled about 1/8 of an inch, slightly less in its entire thickness if it's 1 3/4. So the dimension that you would measure on the push side of the door could be different than the dimension you'd measure on the pull side of the door. So keep that in mind if you've got a bevel on your door. You might want to order it, use your best judgment, but take your small side dimension, your push side dimension, maybe add a 1/16. It'll project out just ever so slightly. Kind of split in here is the bottom line. So once you've got it installed to the bottom of the door and the door is open, this plunger is sticking out. Now imagine that you are on the push side of a left-hand door and here's the hinge jamb. This item, the door is going to open up towards me like this. And when that happens, this becomes free of the jamb. Now let's imagine the closing cycle. When this closes, this comes in contact with the frame. This has nowhere to go but in because the door is being pushed closed. When this goes in, the bottom drops. Okay? When that goes in, the bottom drops. And by the way, it does so in a very quiet fashion. There's no clanking that you really hear at all. This acoustic rated model is unique because it drops down symmetrically, whereas many others drop down this and then like this. This drops down symmetrically. Doesn't have a real good ability to tailor itself to an uneven or a sill that's not level, so keep that in mind. If I try to restrict one end and push the plunger, it doesn't want to come down. So this is going to, wherever it comes in contact with first, the highest point of your sill, that's pretty much where it's going to stop. Obviously, you got your EPDM. Sorry, I don't remember what that acronym stands for. High-tech plasticized material. You've got about 1/8 of an inch that it hangs down. So if your sill is basically level, you're going to be in real good shape with this item. It's the very action of the door closing, forcing the plunger in. The plunger is connected to a flat spring. That flat spring's natural state is like this, but when the plunger is pushed in, it compresses the flat spring so that it bows that flat spring. That bowing action forces this entire inner assembly to drop, and that's exactly what's happening. The flat spring is pinned over here. Okay, so inside of here is that flat spring. The evidence of it connection is right here, connected to this plunger. Great elegant way to seal the bottom of the door. And something acoustically rated certainly doesn't need to be used exclusively for sound applications. It's always a good idea to retard the transmission of not only weather, but sound as well. You kind of do want to keep the din of the exterior noise, from creeping into your home or whatever the case is. Because of the technology of this item, it does drive the cost of the item up, but it's acoustically rated. Air leakage, it's been tested for ear leakage, smoke control, sound transmission. It's a great option. The cost, if you need one and don't want to do it again, is something that you absolutely should consider. What helps it not clank up and what helps it do its job is its special construction where you've got the EPDM seals that come down and hit the bottom or the sill, but they also ride against the inside face of the housing, so you're capturing, you're controlling, I should say, any ability of the sound to sneak through the channel and out. So it's a real good idea in that regard. This package is also going to include, or these door bottoms are also going to include mounting screws. And before I go further into the mounting screws, you might have seen me fussing with this sticker here, or with this something here. This is going to ship with a sticker that says, do not cut this end. Don't cut the hinge end. You can't cut that plunger off is really what I'm trying to say. Just simply cut the other side. Generally about 2 inches what's recommended for trimming down in the field. Since this is a made-to-order item, I can't fathom cutting it in the field. Just have the factory do it, unless it's completely unknown what you're dealing with. But I would really opt to have the factory cut these to your actual length. The seals always do come a little long for trimming in the field because you do have a small gap there. And that, you can see here how these items are constructed when you look at it. Let's see if I can give you a better view of that. Real nice item from Pemko. Okay, so screws now. First and foremost, you're going to get all the mounting screws you need. Okay, that's just how that's going to go. You're going to get a flat undercut head, looks like about a number 10 wood screw. That is going to be countersunk flush to the jamb. You want the head of the plunger to come in contact with this. Over time, that plunger is going to create a divot in your wood frame. So locate this strategically where it's going to make contact with the plunger. You don't want to compromise your frame. These are also going to include 2 end plates. As you can see, plunger side obviously, plunger side with the hole, and then the lock side. This is all exposed here, so those cover plates will help you seal that off, make it look very presentable. Included are also tiny little screws. There's one more there than you need, and they're going to fit into this little C preparation in the extrusion. That's where they thread into, right at the tip of my finger, and that will seal that off real nice. If you have any questions on installation, adjustment, mortising, machining the door, how to order it, what you should do, by all means reach out to me. I've installed these, I've sold these, I've trimmed these, I've ordered them, I've sold lots, and I'm a big fan of them. I think it's a very elegant solution to sealing a door. What's nice about that is if you had a flooring condition, and it could be if you have an acoustical situation, maybe an amateur sound studio in a basement of a home. Guys doing that buy this material all the time. It's an inexpensive way to help get some sound control. Because of the nature of an automatic door bottom, meaning the seal part of the unit snaps or comes back up into its housing as you open the door, there's nothing to drag across the floor. Wood floors with a varnish, clear coat, carpet, so you really get this picked up off the floor and don't have to drag. So you can get a really positive seal and not worry about compromising the door's ability to open. Now, if you've got a door closer on the door, keep in mind it's going to meet some resistance with this plunger. And while it's not difficult to push this in by hand, you might have some compensation you need to get into with your door closer. So I find it, a real elegant way to seal a door. The advantage of it dropping down is that this material isn't dragging, and all it's doing is dropping down, sealing. And this material is, you can expect it to last a very long time because all it's doing is coming down. That's all it's doing. The amount of projection of the plunger is directly related to the amount of drop. Consider a 3/4 inch maximum drop capability on these things. So if I turn it clockwise, the plunger is going to go into the hole. Therefore, there's that much less of it that's going to have to be pushed into the flat spring. If I back it out more, I'll get, more projection. Don't overdo it. You don't want that flat spring pushing it down too great of an amount, because then as you open the door, the inner assembly is going to be loose inside of there because there's not enough tension being released off that flat spring to snap it back up. You want it drawing back up as soon as you open the door. You don't want to drag that assembly across the floor at all. So tailor that. Be very cautious. When I do these, I bring those in so that it barely touches the frame. Barely touches it. Drops tiny amount, and then I tailor it, get it just nice. And what's nice about these, you can tailor them over time very easily. You got conditions that might change a little bit with weather if it's an exterior situation. Great quality item. Pemko is a full-line manufacturer of all things commercial weather stripping related, not only specialty items like acoustically rated automatic door bottoms, but other specialty items like stainless steel material, solid architectural bronze material, but they do the cookie cutter stuff as well, your regular commercial thresholds, perimeter gasketing, door bottoms. They have a full line of residential hardware as well, not only commercial. Adjustable oak top thresholds, Curved-in style weather stripping. They have a full line of sliding door hardware. They have a full line of aluminum continuous geared hinges, etc. If you have any questions on the Pemko PDB4131DE, dark bronze anodized aluminum, acoustically rated automatic door bottom, surface or semi-mortise mount, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.